We used 3 images to create an epic illustration. I found this image of a rhino online and wanted to use it to make an illustration of a knight riding a rhino. So I put it in Photoshop with a super low res image of a knight and started working on it. I just erased the stuff that I don't need. You can do non-destructive editing, but I'm a little bit lazy. I just erase it, and I don't really need to work non-destructive because I paint over everything or almost everything anyway. So it's fine, like by me, to just use the eraser tool to erase the stuff that I don't need. I used a match color to match the color of the rhino and the knight with the image in the background, and that's actually a really decent tool in Photoshop. You can find it by going to image adjustments, and then it's almost at the bottom. It's match color. You just have to select a layer which you want the color matched with. I deleted the helmet of the original image because it was facing the wrong way and it didn't like the design. So I quickly painted a new one, fixed the leg of the dude because it wasn't really working the way it was. It was way too short. I think it's better now. It's still not perfect, but this is a really rough sketch. I used it as a part of the May Sketch a Day challenge that I'm doing. I want to make a sketch every day. And I did a lot of mixer brush sketches. You can see them on my channel as well. And this was more of a traditional working method for me, just using images and using different painting techniques, just the normal brush work with a lot of custom brushes. And it started out as a 50-minute sketch. The result of the video is about a 50-minute sketch, and then I worked on it for another hour. Yeah, I think it was about an hour, and you can see the result at the end of the video with the hour of extra detailing included. So yeah, this is a way that I normally like to work. Just use images or even 3D models. It's all blending together these days. When I can use images, I like to use images. For an illustration like this, it's just easy to grab some images. I grab these from Google. You can use a stock photo site like Adobe Stock and Envato Elements, or all sorts of different sites. For that, they are probably a little bit better because the images are high resolution. Uh, but I painted all over the night, so in the end, the resolution is kind of matched with the rhino. The result is still quite rough for only a 2-hour painting, but I'm quite happy with it in the end. I'm taking a sip of coffee because it's fuel that keeps me going. I need it. From now on, it's mainly just painting, detailing, working on the lighting, working on the environment. Try to work sort of to lead the eye towards the knight and the rhino, adding detail. I got quite lucky with all the images, and also was a little bit lazy. I didn't want to add too much detail to it. I experimented in the detailing phase a little bit with adding some stuff on the back of the rhino. It didn't really feel right, and I was too lazy to work it out to make it work. So I thought, you know what? We're just gonna make this fairly simple. We got our main character. We don't have anything else. At first I thought maybe a little bit of a battle scene with other soldiers on the foreground. But that meant that the time that I have to spend with it is quite a bit longer, and then I have to search for either images or paint a lot, and I was busy with I have to do other stuff as well. So I thought, you know what, let's just keep it quite simple. This is the only other image that I use. This is a horse armor thingy, and I used it to add some more detail to the head armor of the rhino. Just set the layer to overlay, and then start working that in. For the rest, I didn't use any textures. I didn't change the background. I just used the image as is. I think it's fairly decent. Um, yeah, that's probably about it. What else can I talk about? I can talk about coffee. It's great. As I said before, it keeps me going. I used a lot of um, excuse me. I use a lot of custom brushes for this one, which isn't necessary, which can actually sometimes be detrimental because you can focus too much on the brush or lean too much on a brush rather than developing your own skills. I've been guilty of that in the past, and I'm still a little bit guilty of that in the present. So if you really want to study and want to improve, um, then try to go as default as possible. Just focus on the basics. Everyone keeps saying it again and again and again. It's all about getting the basics down: perspective, color, light, stuff like that. And it's something that you have to keep learning, or at least I do. I'm still not at a level that I'm like I know everything. No, there's always something to improve. Um, but for this, for pumping out a quick image, um, where you just want to go as fast as possible, um, use every trick you have, use every tool in the box. So I have a bunch of custom brushes, and I'm using them because it speeds things up. Like this little chain thingy, um, which can be used to steer the rhino, or at least that's the idea. Um, I have a brush for that, a chain brush. I can paint each individual link if I want to, but that just takes a lot of time. And um, why spend that time when I can use a brush that can do it for me? And it works perfectly fine the way it is working now. Same like the debris and stuff on the ground. You can paint all that stuff individually. Um, but if you have a brush and you know a little bit how to work that brush, um, just use the brush. But as I said before, for the fundamentals, use um, try to use default brushes and really try to work on the fundamentals. Anyway, it was a bit of a ramble as usual. At first I wanted to make it a really structured tutorial, but I didn't really know how to do it, so I thought, you know what, let's make a classic ramble video. So I'm adding some god rays to just make the image look a little bit cooler. It always works. I don't know. It's something that always works. Like the little stick figure on or the stick salesman on landscapes. Anyway, some foreground elements, and that's the rough stage, yeah, almost complete. And we will be going to the finished illustration shortly after this. And yeah, that's another hour work. But thank you for watching. Subscribe if you like it, and see you in the next one. Bye.